So, how was your weekend?
It was good. I got violently sick. I think I had the COVID.
No way.
I think I got it. I think I got it from my sister because she works in healthcare, and she was really sick. She would tell you that I got her sick. I think she got me sick because I have the better immune system out of the both of us. She's the weak link in the household.
You think you had COVID over the weekend, and today is just Wednesday.
Well, I had a beginning of the week, and then it lasted a few days. And now I'm good. I
I
have
don't.
that strong jungle Asian immune system, you know?
Yeah,
I kick things really easily.
you might be on to something. You might have. Yeah, if you think you had COVID, did you lose your sense of taste and smell?
No, I never lost my sense of taste or smell even when the first round of COVID was happening.
I think you just had the flu.
It could have been just the flu.
It's just the flu, most likely. Because what happened to the flu? Where did the flu go when COVID came? Where did it go? It said bye bye. Mm-hmm. No, you probably just had the flu.
I feel like the flu is one of those things it reminds me of Santa Claus. I don't think the flu actually exists. It exists for other people, but not for me. I never get the flu shot. I never do anything to prevent the flu, and I never get it. But every single time somebody gets the flu shot, they always get it because they need to inject them with what is it? The virus, the bacteria?
The dead virus.
Yeah, the dead virus in order to do it. And then they
Yeah.
get a little sick.
Yeah.
I just think my Vietnamese genetics.
Yeah.
What about you? What did you do this weekend?
What did I do? Oh, I went to Arizona and I streamed the Tyson Jake Paul fight on
How was that?
on Rumble. That fight wasn't really entertaining, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't expecting to see Tyson's whole ass in the interview.
Yeah, his ass was out, and I must say, how old is he?
58.
For a 58-year-old, he's got a good ass, I must say.
Would you motorboat Tyson's ass?
No, absolutely no. Have you watched WWF back in the day?
Yeah.
And Rikishi putting his butt on me?
Yeah.
That's what I imagine it'd be, and that's going to be a hard pass. My face does not want to be anywhere near a man's ass.
Wow.
It's not for
That's
me.
my-
I know
no.
how you feel about it. I know you want things in between your ass.
I like to joke around. Don't take what I say serious all the time. But I think, come on, what girl gonna pass up a chance to motorboat Mike Tyson's ass? Like any girl gonna say no?
I don't think any girl. I think there are a lot of girls who would take the opportunity and take it as like what's the term I'm looking for? Like a badge of honor, you know? But I'm not going to do that.
Did you watch the UFC? Did you watch John Jones fight this weekend?
I did, and it made me very sad.
Why?
Because at a certain point, I think watching those fights, I get very emotionally attached to certain fighters and their stories. So when I see Stipe get hit with elbows, I don't think, like, this is Stipe, the baddest man on the planet. I think of it as like, oh no, he's a firefighter. Don't do that.
Oh, well,
I don't want to do that.
You're such a girl.
Yeah, I'm a girl.
Yeah.
I'm a girl about it.
Yeah. So I went to Arizona this weekend and Milwaukee
Oh.
and came all the way back.
And how was that? How was Milwaukee?
Milwaukee was cool. It wasn't as cold as I thought. You know, I like Milwaukee because it got a lot of old buildings.
You like the architecture?
Yeah, I like that. You don't see old buildings like that out here.
Yeah, on the East Coast you see a lot, which is nice.
Yeah.
I really like the architecture of Boston.
Yeah.
Boston's a great spot.
Do you ever think about like when you go on the East Coast, like our ancestors or the settlers, they came that way first, and that's why everything's older on that side on the
Yeah, that's why when I was in London, I would look at the architecture and it just reminds me of the East Coast. And I'm like, oh, that's why, because we modeled our first buildings off of what was originally here.
East. Yeah, that's why it's New York is after York and all those different places. You know, those people came from England and settled here and started building up. Yeah, it's very interesting. I like seeing the old building, and the people there in Milwaukee, they was nice, and I forgot they were so close to Chicago. So one of my friends, this girl I used to date back in the day, she
Friends with a girl you used to date, you can do that?
well, she lived there, so we never was official.
Okay.
So if she would live here, she probably would have been my girl. I already explained this a long time ago.
Some people just can't do the being in a friendship after dating somebody. That's why.
Oh no. I'm cool. Like I'm always cool. If me and a girl, if we in like it was nothing like
Nothing crazy, nothing bad.
yeah. I'm always cool. But you know, her and I, it was like a it was like a thing. Like I fought there in Chicago one time, and I met her after one of my fights, and me and her hit it off, and we kept in touch with each other throughout the years. And she had a kid already, but she lived over there, and her daughter told me that she met me when she was 3, and she drove 2 hours to Milwaukee with her cousin to come watch the fight with me. So I've seen this girl grow up, and she came.
Aw,
and she
that's
came
so
and,
cute.
Yeah, she came and sat next to me and watched the fight, and she said she wants to be a fighter.
Do you have any good advice for her?
Well, I told her just, I told her, you got to be serious. You got to take it when you're that young. You got to take it serious. You know, some kids they go out there and they try to just half-ass and you can get hurt, right?
Do you have different advice for women who want to be fighters versus men who want to be fighters?
Are you calling me a sexist?
No, I just want to know if there's different sets of, advice.
No, it's the same. My advice for young people that want to be fighters is, in my opinion, I think fighting is 95% mental. So you gotta have your mind right, and you gotta train like your life depend on it. If you want to be a fighter, you gotta have your focus. You gotta only surround yourself around certain group of people. Because one thing about me, when I was first coming up, some of my friends, I don't know if they was doing it on purpose or subconsciously. They were just trying to like derail me, like always inviting me out to places, and when I tell them like, man, I can't, I got to train in the morning, and then they get butthurt. They don't understand.
Yeah.
You got to surround yourself around friends that understand like you're doing something a little bit different, something that takes discipline. And I think a lot of young people these days with the social media world, they don't understand it. What's that, FOMO?
Yeah, FOMO.
Yeah.
FOMO is very real for me.
Yeah, so they might, like the friends might invite them out to some crazy party or whatever these kids doing, these raves or whatever the fuck they doing. I don't know about that shit. And you got to get your ass up and go to the gym, because when you train with people and you got to go against somebody, if you're not like on the level, you're not at your best. These people, they take liberties that, especially like I said with social media, they'll be filming themselves kicking your ass so they can put it on social media, make them look better. So so I just tell people, stay focused, surround yourself around people that understands that you're doing something different, and just train like your life depend on it.
It's very good advice. And yes, I was trying to insinuate that you were sexist, actually.
I noticed. I'm not sexist. I love bitches.
We all love bitches here at Mixed Company. Okay, so speaking of traveling, we have a plain Am I the Asshole? So am I the asshole for making a seat swapper cry?
Oh,
so a seat swapper. So I board the plane, settle into my economy plus seat when a woman approaches me and asks me to change seats to 32B so her 9-year-old can sit with her. I ask how much cash she has on her to repay me for the money I spent on the seat. She says I'm cruel for asking her to leave her son with anxiety sitting alone. I ask if she offered the person sitting next to her son to sit in the economy plus seat. She says that she needed more leg room, so she couldn't switch to an economy seat. I said clearly she cares more about her own comfort than her son's well-being. If she cared, she would have given up her seat. Oh, where is this? She would have given up her seat and moved to the back. She breaks out in a screaming wail, and it filled the whole plane when she said, "How could you do this?" 10 minutes later, a smiling man sits down next to me, grinning about his sweet upgrade. My partner says, I am the asshole for questioning her parenting in public and making her cry. Am I? So this woman comes up to a guy sitting in economy premium, so he paid extra for the seat, and says, will you please switch seats with my son so he could sit next to me? And then she gets upset when she's not willing to, 1, pay out of pocket, and 2, she's also unwilling to go back and sit with her son in economy. So she purposefully bought a bigger seat for her and not for her son, hoping that someone will switch.
There's a plan.
That
100%.
is such an asshole move.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Would you call that person a Karen?
I wouldn't call them a Karen, but I would call them like I'm just an asshole. Like, why would you do that? Because you clearly knew when you were booking the ticket, you
100%.
paid extra for your seat
100%.
because you wanted me in. in a bigger seat, but you didn't want to do it for your son. You were just hoping that one, because you're a mom, you come up like, hey, we switch seats with my son.
What would you do if somebody came and tried to do it to you?
No, absolutely not.
Would you be nice to him? Be like, no,
I'd definitely be nice. I don't like confrontation. I'd say no. Like, no, I'm not switching out of my seat for an economy seat unless someone's comping me for it. And two, like, why would you do that? I think that's the part that is so crazy to me, is that people will go into situations like that knowing that they are gonna be an asshole and do it anyways. I think that's the most baffling part, is that some people don't have the wherewithal to do the decent thing and either like sit with your son or upgrade your son too.
Right.
That's crazy.
Just spring for it. Yeah.
Has anyone ever asked you to switch seats on flight?
Yeah. People's asking me before, but not to economy.
Yeah.
I would say no. I don't have a problem switching with anybody. Like if it's like the same seat, I don't care if it's a window or an aisle.
Yeah.
But I'm not sitting in the economy.
Yeah.
Fuck no. I had to fly economy a couple of months ago to fucking the Virgin Islands because one of my business partners, he's like a producer and stuff like that. I love him to death. He's a great guy.
This sounds like a Diddy party. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Go on.
Wow, you went there. My friend produces reality shows, and he was putting me in a reality show that has nothing to do with Diddy.
I'm sure he was putting you in a reality show.
Wow.
On the Virgin Islands.
Wow. Okay.
Go on.
And I like to think that he just don't think because he fly economy.
Yeah.
And he just booked me a flight, and I didn't think because I always fly business or first. And when I got to the airport, that's when I noticed it was economy. And if this guy wasn't like a good friend and we were supposed to be doing some good business, I would have turned around and went back home.
Really? Yeah. So if this was, let's say, a smaller network trying to fly you out, and they flew you economy, you just turn around and say no.
If I catch it before, I'm like, look, I don't fly economy. When I fly myself, this is what I do, and I put myself in a nice hotel suite. This is what I do for myself. So if you want me to come do something for you, this is what I expect, you know?
You're also a larger man, so those economy seats I feel like they're getting progressively smaller and smaller because I'm not a very big person, but I feel like it's just enough space for me. So anyone bigger than me, I don't know how you sit in economy.
It was very uncomfortable. And that flight, I sat between two big dudes, and
that's how it always happens, isn't it?
Well, I'm sorry, I was on the window, and it was two big dudes on this, and the guy that came later, he was like a taller guy than me, but he was wide, a kid, he was younger. And as soon as I'm very like chill. I'm a very chill guy in public. I have my reasons, and I had my hand on the You're
rest. Asserting your dominance.
No, I'm not. I was sitting there first, and he came and he pushed my arm off the rest.
And what did you do?
I took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it is what it is.
Yeah, because I'm the type of person.
If it escalates, does it like really escalate?
If it escalated. Like I can't. I know myself. I'm like, I don't trust myself. So it was a long flight too, and
How long is it?
If I can remember, it was at least 7 hours. If I can remember from LA. All the way down, I can't remember. It was months ago, right? So I don't remember if I had to change planes or not, but I'm sure I did. But I remember being a long flight, and I was really pissed at my friend for getting me a fucking economy seat, and he acted like he didn't know any better. So now, if I fly somewhere, I remind him, look here, bro, I don't fly economy, but I don't trust myself because if I would have said something to the guy like, hey, bro, that was rude. So if he would have said anything derogatory to me back, I would have switched just like that.
Yeah.
And that's the same reason why I just like that's why I'm so chill because somebody pissed me off, I'm like, just go ahead because I think about, is it worth me hurting this person and possibly going to jail?
Yeah. Every single person I know in my life who's very calm every single day, I know you're fighting demons. I know it's just like keeping it together and making sure you don't freak the fuck out. And so whenever I see somebody try one of my calm friends, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be terrible. Someone's gonna die.
Yeah. You gotta learn how to control it. Like people out there with road rage and stuff like that, just think to yourself before all this shit. Just think to yourself, is it worth it? Because you don't know what can happen. I saw a video the other day. Somebody thought they was tough doing road rage. Come out of the car and I cut the person off, do all this shit bullshit. Come out the car and approach the guy like they finna do something. Pow, pow, pow. Shot him. Like, we living in a different time now. So people, keep your emotions in check. Like, it ain't worth it. Get home safe. That's the way I think about it now. I've had problems with road rage before in the past. What the fuck is that? A monster truck?
What is that? It's lasting a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had problems with road rage and stuff in the past, but it's never like me being the aggressor.
Yeah. With road rage, I don't trust anybody on the road because I never know, because we live in America, so I don't know who carries. That's the scariest part. So whenever I'm in a car with someone who's a little like horn happy and is always honking, even if they have a good reason to honk, I'm kind of like, you know what? It's not that deep. It's not that deep because I don't want to end up in a spot where suddenly something's pulled on me.
Yeah, but
because you wanted to honk because somebody was taking a little too long making a turn.
Yeah, I noticed. Just thinking about it, I noticed that I am petty sometimes. Like sometimes when I'm in the carpool lane or something or the fast lane and somebody's going really slow in the fast lane, and you know how you get closer and you tailgate and they fucking brake check you and stuff like that. I don't get road rage and stuff like that, but I can get real petty. A lot of times I'll be in one of my fast cars, so I make it a point to get
in front and then brake check.
No, I don't brake check. That's the dumbest thing to do. Never brake check people because you can get an accident. I just get off the gas. I just ease up. You don't see my brake lights, and I just go really slow. And I go to a crawl. I get real slow, and then when they try to speed up, get around me, I speed up so they can't get around me. Then I go. So I feel like I'm teaching them a lesson. I'm like, why in the fuck are you going under the speed limit in the carpool or the fast lane? So that's what I do. I do shit like that, but I don't do. Oh, that's probably why that guy had road rage against me.
I love that you're connecting the dots now. You're like, oh, that's why that person got mad.
Now I see why he's so mad. But the last time I remember I had road rage, I was coming back from Temecula, and you got to turn out, and you know what turnout lane is, and the guy wouldn't turn out, and I was in like a sports car, and he was in a small one of those Ford, smaller than an Expedition, the Excursion, I don't know, none of the small one, Explorer. Like a small SUV, and he was going slow down the mountain, and I couldn't get around him. No lie, it took me 30 minutes to get around this guy, and I finally got around him, and so I did my petty shit, and then he tried to speed up, and he was going around the mountain on the opposite side of the street, going around curve. That's so dangerous. You can't do that. Another car could come. He could have had a head on. Yeah. And we got all the way down. So I never let him. I never let him get in front of me till the end where it opens up and it's a red light. So then he finally gets out and gets in front of me and cuts me off. Yeah. And he jumps out of the car and he started coming towards my car. Now my car got illegal tinted windows on it and shit, so he could not see me. And it was a little bit of car. It was an R8 a long time ago. And I get my big ass out of the R8, and as soon as he come up to my car, like he finna do something, I get out of my car and he sees me. I stand up bigger than the car. He was like a smaller Mexican guy. Yeah. And as soon as he saw me get out of the car, and this is back when I was in real good shape. I was still fighting in UFC and shit at this time. Like this is around like 2008. Yeah. Yeah. And he I got veins all popping out, and I was like in a tight ass shirt with my arms all popping out. I look like a fucking monster. And as soon as he see me get out of the car, he's like, whoa, he started backpedaling. That's when I started calling him all type of bitches and shit. And then I look in his car. He was driving crazy. He got his wife and his kids in the car. And his wife was crying like, "Oh, please don't beat up my husband." And I can't, I couldn't strike him first. I was waiting for him to hit me. So I was in his face calling him a coward and he was a bitch because he came up to my car. All he had to do was turn out. I was flashing the light. It was a turnout. All he had to do was turn out and let me get in front of him. And it wouldn't have been no problem.
Stuff like that is so scary to me when you have kids in the car and you do shit like that. I can't deal with people who think that's okay. It's one thing to be reckless in a car if it's just you. Yeah. It's another thing to have kids and your wife.
Yeah, I never would have done it if I knew he had kids in his car. I had no idea. You couldn't see in his car because I was lower than him. But I love how we be doing "Am I the Asshole?" Then we go all
Yeah.
off about road rage, and it was like an airplane.
And then you also realize, like, hey, maybe I was the asshole.
I think maybe was I the asshole?
I think in this situation, everyone was kind of the asshole. I think you didn't have to do that. I don't think that was necessary, but I get why you did it.
You wouldn't be petty and because I'm like, now I got time. Fuck you.
No.
I just slow down all the way to a crawl.
I'm so scared of everything. I just assume everyone's gonna kill me, and I move accordingly.
Oh yeah, because I wouldn't wear it. I would, but I had one of my assistants in the car at the time, and she was really scared.
So you did it with the girl in the car.
But
yeah, you're the asshole.
But I'm a good driver though. I wasn't driving on the wrong side of the street.
Yeah.
I'm actually an excellent driver. Like you remember I told you I started everything young.
Yeah.
I started driving at a young age as well. I'm actually an excellent driver.
If you had to guess, do you think I'm a good driver? Be honest now.
If I had to guess.
Yeah.
You know what? You're not good at math. Yeah, you're a good driver.
That is such an accurate toss-up. Yeah, I'm not a good driver. I will say I'm an okay driver.
Okay.
I could parallel park really well, and I can drive decent, but I wouldn't say I'm a bad driver. I'm not like the Family Guy meme where it's like, good look at video, and then you just cross some lanes.
I love that meme.
Yeah.
How many rims have you scraped up?
I don't scrape rims. That's the one thing. I do not scrape rims, and I'm so proud of that. However, I have totaled 2 cars as a teenager. The rims are safe. The body is not.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It was your fault?
One of them was my fault. Yes, one of them. The other one, somebody rammed into me.
Oh, okay.
But still, on insurance, they're like, "You're too young for this. Probably your fault." Like,
but you didn't get hurt though. Huh?
No, I didn't get hurt, luckily. But yeah, I totaled 2 cars when I was a teenager, and ever since I've been fine.
Well, I'm glad that one of the cars I see you driving the most is kind of like a tank.
Yes.
And so I'm happy that you're driving a tank.
I like the big car. I like feeling like I'm gonna be safe in it. I used to drive a little Mini Cooper, and it was my favorite car because it drives like a golf cart. I just feel like I'm in Mario Party, and I think that's where I got in trouble. That's the car I totaled.
Yeah. Let me tell you about a Mini Cooper. Yeah. One time I saw one of the worst accidents. I saw Mini Cooper pinned between 2 18-wheelers.
Squished like a bug.
Oh yeah, it's bad. And after that, I was like, I'm never getting my daughter like a little car or anything now. I wanted to get her like a big Hummer or some shit.
I learned how to drive in a minivan, which is, I feel like, the best car for me to learn how to drive because I understood the dimensions of everything really well. And it's just big and safe. And you can't go too fast in a minivan, so it's fine.
That's what girls used to call me in college, big and safe.
Oh, I thought you were going to say minivan. I was like, oh, that's fun.
Why? Why would they call me a minivan?
I don't know. You've told those stories, and I'm just putting 2 and 2 together.
No, I've never been called I've been called many things, but not a minivan.
Yeah. Like what? What's your favorite nickname someone's given you?
Well, shit. I've had plenty of nicknames. Shit, you just put me on the spot with my memory. Yeah. My first nickname ever was Nut, N-U-T-T.
And why is that? Can you elaborate?
Not what your dirty mind thinking. My mom gave me that nickname because she said I was a fool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
okay.
I always been silly. I always been silly. Yeah, but I've gotten called many things, but you can't put me on the spot like that.
Yeah, that's fair. I only ask because over the weekend, somebody gave me the nickname Triple Dipper. Because I kept talking about how I wanted to go to Chili's and get the Triple Dipper. No, not that. Not that.
I was thinking other things.
Yeah, you're thinking other things. No, because I kept talking about Chili's Triple Dipper appetizer, and I want it really bad. So that's my new nickname now, Triple Dipper.
Oh, that's
what did you think it was?
You really want to know? You really want me to say?
And that is going to be it for this week's episode of Mixed Company. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back next week where we figure out why I'm called Triple Dipper. Okay, bye.
She likes getting double dipped.
Oh, I didn't say that.